Somebody's gotta say it. That's why LH Music and the Time Radio Crew are inside the radio set. That's why the record searcher lives here. This is the LH Music Time Factor Radio Show.
So Matt Walsh is a blogger and a writer for The Blaze, and he has written a story that has now been the number one story. I know you. You'd never do this. Now, here's the odd thing. And I watch ESPN.
I didn't watch. My dad watches ESPN.
I did not know who this woman was. Do you?
No, actually it didn't. And she's apparently an NFL reporter. And I did some research on her to figure out what her work is. And she's actually been accused of making up stories. She made up some story apparently with RG3 and the Redskins that he was getting booed, and the head coach or somebody had to come out and say publicly that what she said was an amateur move. So she hasn't been accused, or this isn't the first time she's been accused of amateur moves. Now, in her defense, I have yelled at tow truck drivers before, but then you take it a step further and just like you said, dress her down for her weight or for not having teeth or not having an education is deplorable and vile, and there is no excuse.
You know, it just sounds like, and I thought the attendant just handled it perfectly. I mean, right out of the box, she said, "Well, play the video." And she just absolutely kept her cool, didn't respond to react. That seemed to the fact that this reporter didn't get the reaction that she wanted. You know, she kept digging a hole deeper and deeper because she really, her ego was bruised about this whole stupid incident. Now, those that don't live in New York or any metropolitan area, what they may not know is that it is a very common occurrence. You literally have armies of people going out there with these tow trucks. And I had it happen to me when I was young, and they tow people's cars away, and then you have to go find your car, and then when you find your car, then you got to pay the tickets, and then you got to pay the tickets, and you got to pay to get your car back after it's been impounded. It is the biggest, most aggravating hassle in the world. But I'm not making excuses for it. It's not.
They take your car. You have no choice.
I don't think that's a good.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Let's put that aside.
You have no protection. There's no appeal. There's nothing.
It's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about greedy government finding another way to take people's money. So we all get that.
These are private companies, Sean. This is not.
No, I understand.
You understand that.
That is paying them to do this because they make a fortune out of this.
Oh, they do. And, my take on this, Sean, is that the three of us would agree that it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be on the airwaves and the radio and television. And all of us have had people come up to us and recognize us and say a few kind words, or in some cases not kind words. But I just think it shows the shallow depth of her perception of reality to say, well, I'm on television, so I'm more important than you. I just take a different tack. I think it's an honor and a privilege that all three of us are blessed to have, and I just don't think...
I find it a blessing, except when cameras beat me up on national television. That's not quite the blessing that you're describing. She steals fine line and give her... Let me educate you.
You need to get
Yeah. Oh, shut up, Tamara.
I
only use you on purpose.
But let's go back to this. I don't get this mentality. Television.
Oh, please. Where the hell is it come from, anyway?
I think she's insecure. She's saying that.
It's just mean.
It's just mean-spirited.
Look, I don't understand meanness, especially for people. Look, everybody in television is overpaid. We all agree on that. Everybody's making a good living in television. Everybody makes a pretty good living. Well, I won't say in radio because I made next to nothing for years. But, for the most part, it's a fun job at least. And I guess her ego just got the better of her, and her anger got the better of her. Now the question is, what should ESPN do? They suspended her for a week. Now it's gone viral. What should happen, Tamara?
Well, we've talked about other people who've gotten in trouble for a variety of reasons, and we all also agree that that we believe in giving people second chances and whatnot. What's going to be interesting to me is I guarantee Sports Illustrated or GQ or Playboy is going to take her.
Or Maxim.
Don't forget Maxim, whatever.
They're on the cover. They're going to make her a superstar. They're going to go after this tow truck company as taking people's money and taking people's cars. If you go to the blog, they've already written about this company. So yes, they're the company.
Right, but
that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it.
I'm not defending her, Sean.
Yes, you are. You just try to defend her.
And I said that publicly on Twitter and everywhere else that I've gone. But way that our society behaves, I believe that society is going to reward her. We reward people for their porn, for their, sex tapes, and all kinds of crazy behavior. This is just another example. It's going to be interesting to see what the liberal media does with her.
What do you think, Ron?
What do you think, Ron?
Sadly, I think Tamara's right. I think people get rewarded for bad behavior these days, and ESPN will ride the storm out. A few more days will pass, and the social media campaign will sort of die down a little bit, and then quietly they'll put her back on air. I just think that notoriety is what wins in the society these days, Sean, and I just don't think that being a good, honest person gets the same reward as those who engage, as Tamara said, in bad behavior, be it pornography, be it yelling at a poor tow truck attendant. I just think it's deplorable, but she's going to stick with ESPN. Is my prediction.
I want to point something else that nobody has been talking about, and that's ESPN itself and the way that they punish the men and people for speaking out against, for example, the NFL. Last year, they punished Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith, and Bill Simmons for speaking out against Roger Goodell and the NFL as a whole entity, and they just immediately just suspended them and no explanation whatsoever. And then with this girl, they didn't even suspend her, and then it's for a week because this isn't a big deal. It's just a tow truck company, even though her behavior was deplorable. Whereas these guys, it's like there's no rhyme or reason to how they punish people, and I think it's
because they want to keep the NFL and Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
On ESPN.
On ESPN.
Period. So it's a business decision. I thought the person that got the worst of it unfairly was our friend Stephen A. Smith.
No question about that.
I mean, it was absolutely atrocious the way I think they handled that particular case. I mean, he went out of his way to say just the opposite of what they punished him for.
Gets punished. Max Kellerman gets punished. This girl does something totally outside the scope of her business, and her,
So you think it should have no impact at all on her work that even though she's a public figure, because all of us, you sign a TV contract, a radio contract, you've got morals clauses in there. So in reality, it's not exactly something she did privately that was made public. I think that would be a distinction. This is something she did publicly as a public person. For example, if somebody works for a television network and has sex in private and somebody speaks about that in private versus, let's say, they were caught having sex in public, that would be a very different thing, wouldn't it? Legally?
Well, legally, I think that there's
I'm trying to use analogies that you might be able to understand.
Tamara. You there? Are you there? I can't hear you.
I think there's a morality clause in just about every television and radio contract, and unfortunately, this seems to be the case that her actions are going to go unpunished. Her actions should have consequences, but ESPN is more interested in revenue than they are in speaking out for deplorable behavior. But yet still, as we've discussed, they'll go after a good guy like Stephen A. Smith, who didn't go anywhere near what this woman that none of us have ever heard of said.
Let me tell you both the story that I doubt either one of you have seen. It was in the New York Post today, but it really reflects a failure of our criminal justice system. And the story is about a location, a men's shelter, that literally is just a block away from a $27,000 a year private school. And this is where we're now, our state of New York government is housing these men. Let's see. One was accused, convicted of deviant sexual intercourse with an 8-year-old girl. Another convicted of a sex attack on a 9-year-old girl. Another convicted of an attack on a 6-year-old male relative. A sexual attack. Another convicted of raping a 12-year-old girl. Another convicted of a knife point rape of 2 teenage girls. Another convicted of a gunpoint raping, kidnapping. And first-degree sex abuse, another convicted of sexually attacking a 27-year-old woman, another convicted of first-degree attempted rape of a woman, another convicted of a knife-point sex attack in Massachusetts, another convicted of forcibly sexually touching a 44-year-old woman, and
And
They put
they
these
put these people.
First of all, they let
First
them
of all,
out of
let them
jail,
out of jail, which is a kind of an outrage substitute thing. And I never heard of it. And why? Because it's
First time I went to college, I didn't fit in at that big school.
I think
Sullivan
it's just a
University,
commercial. What
online.
do you do?
It's as mobile as I am. Plus, a lot of my old credits transferred.
Okay.
City kids, these men should be outside, 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, whatever, miles away from school children.
Well, Tamara, this is where I think liberalism has gone amok. This is, oh, everyone has a chance to be rehabilitated. Oh, everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah, I agree with that. But putting it down the street from a school with children, oh, yeah, well, gee, you're not supposed to be within 1,000 yards of the school. You think these are the type of people who are going to follow the letter of the law? No. These people have a right to get a second.
Oh, boy.
No, it's not typical of liberals. I think that this is just typical of America. We don't know what to do with sex offenders. We don't know what to do.
How about keep them
How about keep them in jail forever?
If you have
How
sex
about if you have sex with a child, and the child, and whatever happens to you, and why? You and boy, Tim, I think it's you turn it on and off, do you?
And do it. I would understand that, but judges cannot, they must follow the law.
Pedophiles,
rapists,
and
and
sex
sex
should never get out of jail. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
If
say
that
what
is
you want.
your opinion is different
gosh.
from the law. The law is that there are sentencing guidelines, minimums and maximums.
Okay.
As of now,
This is a very stupid idea.
This is a prescription for disaster, just like me going down to spring break and predicting all the bad things that likely would happen and have happened. All right, when we come back, we'll get back to politics, and we'll talk a little bit about Hillary's disastrous rollout week. I want to tell you first.
Week and what have you. So, back in just a second. Oh.